From the thong-wearing beaches of Miami, Florida, to the flannel-wearing ski bunnies of Whistler, BC, this is the Qualk Show with your host, Carol Rosher.
Good evening and welcome to the Qualk Show and happy Saturday night. On tonight's show, we talk about losing that baby weight with the cast. As you can see, that we are ready to rumble in the jungle tonight. We are ready to go. How do you go?
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
How do you go about setting goals for yourself? How do you work out with baby demanding all of your time? How can you work out even with your baby? Things of that nature, or do you put them in the trunk while you work out? Just kidding, I don't advise that. Then we move on to diet. Once you set all of your goals and you're feeling like you're right on track, how do you provide food that the entire family is going to eat, especially when you have picky kids? Before we introduce the cast tonight, Hallie, why don't you let everybody know how they can get a hold of us?
As usual, the best way to do our live chat is through our Facebook group. I am posting it right now. I'm sorry, I'm out in the boonies, so my internet is being really awesome. But it's going up right now, so it's our Pretty Purple live chat. Just make sure and comment below, and that's where we'll be doing live chat.
Sweet. And, you know, make sure that you get onto the live chat because, as you saw last week when we brought Jennifer on, you know, you come at us enough, we're going to put you on the show and see what you have to say. And, it's a lot of fun. Just ask Jamie, who is our guest this week. Jamie is a life coach, a fitness coach, and operator of Jamie Messina's Shape Your Life. We also have Adria as our special guest tonight, Stephanie's lovely wife. Adria's a mommy who is dedicated to eating right and making meals the kids will eat and enjoy while still keeping it healthy. And other than that, we have some of our usual suspects. We have Hallie, we have Stephanie, we have myself, and we are waving at Sin, who is not feeling very well, taking the night off. Sin, you know, struggles with a little bit of health issues here and there, so there's sometimes that she won't be able to be on the show, but she is always watching, and I'm sure she'll have some commentary along the way as we go tonight. How was everybody's week?
It was a good week. I actually already kicked off my fitness challenge. I'm ahead of you bitches. And I worked out every day this week, and it sucked, and I don't like working out, but damn it, I did it.
Good job.
That's all that matters.
Yep, that's true.
I worked out 3 times this week. Just ask my girlfriend.
Ooh, get it.
No comment.
That was perfect. I would like to say that I started a little bit early this week too. I went on a 21-day sugar cleanse, a 21-day sugar detox, and I made it 4 days.
I thought I saw Pepsi in one of your live videos.
Okay. I already got
She was injecting it into her veins.
I already got called out on the Pepsi. The Pepsi was not mine. I grabbed it from the garage because my daughter is like, you could buy her every most expensive toy in the world, but she wants to play with a piece of paper and a bottle of Pepsi. So for the record, that bottle of Pepsi was not mine. Yeah. I did not have relations
You're just
with
holding
that
it for a
bottle
friend.
of Pepsi.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. 3
I've
times,
seen cops.
right? 3?
Yeah, exactly. But I also will say that I lasted 4 days, and then my period started, so it's not really my fault.
Oh.
It's not really my fault that I had to come off. And we went to the farmer's market today, which has lots of So, yeah.
And it's fruit season.
Yeah, it is. I think I ate half a watermelon last night, but enough about me.
I was taking shots of Starbursts.
Oh, man. You get me every time.
I was racking them up, baby.
Racking them up. Just on the table, like.
Pretty much. The picture included 3 different kinds of flavors.
And while we were doing...
I don't mean to interrupt you, but not one time did our lovely panelists or guest panelists say, why are you doing that, you dummy? They were like, oh, I like strawberry. Like, you're not helping the thighs, people. I said, no.
Exactly.
Well, we start Monday, that's why.
Yeah,
Yes.
Monday.
All right, that's true.
I'm glad we start Monday. I am
Yes.
actually ready to get started, but I'm glad we start Monday. One of the things that I noticed this week, Jamie, is you're doing a lot of dancing on your channel. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys go check out my page, but I am in a test group. There's a country workout coming out with Beachbody next month, and I was chosen to be in the test group. So I am country line dancing and getting my sweat on at the same time over on my page. I find it pretty funny. I speed up the moves on purpose. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I was just going to say, speeding up the moves is kind of funny because it makes it really entertaining to watch. Not that it wouldn't be normally, but
no,
it is.
It's worse slow. I'll just let you know that. Way worse. Yeah.
And everybody's ready to work out, as you can see. Stephanie started this transformation tonight, and the rest of us just kind of fell on board at the last minute. And I'm actually.
I was already in the tank top. I just added the headband for flair. Thanks, Bonnie.
I was in the tank top as well. I think we decided to go casual.
I was getting a shower and I was getting ready, and I was like, oh, what am I going to wear? And then I went, I'm not wearing shit, because I think that when you
that's a lie. You do have
in your
clothes
life,
on.
you have to listen to the universe. And you're ready to receive the Jamie information. So I'm kind of naked right now. I'm ready for battle, right?
Yeah. I feel naked without my hat. I should have known you guys are doing that. I always wear a hat.
I'm unpredictable, Jamie.
I'm a professional. I even wore pink.
You wore pants? I'm not even wearing pants.
No, we said pants. Not pants. Nobody wears pants on this show. Come on.
You'll divorce me if I show you her non-pantsness right now. Damn right.
Hey, but I did shave my legs. So.
Oh.
Did I shave my legs for this? Yes.
I did. Just tonight.
Just tonight. So you got something else better going on later, or it was just for us, Hallie?
No, I have my daughter this weekend. You sick perverts. Okay. I'm at my best friend's house, who's a marathon runner. So I'm getting inspiration.
Hey, did you ask them about the peeing and pooping in your pants?
Oh my God!
No,
true.
but I will.
It's true.
I will ask her.
It's Jamie. She might know.
I don't. It wasn't from me, but I've asked other people. I mean, it happens. You get when you run like that and it's hot and you're dehydrated. It happens. Didn't you see the marathon in the Boston Marathon when the late? Well, that was actually.
That was the period. That was the period.
No, I think she pooped on her leg too, though.
You're not getting laid after that.
Not me.
I don't think you're in goal after.
Go Google it. I mean, I may have Googled it before. That's how I know.
Jamie would like to put a strong disclaimer on that it was not her.
No, it wasn't me. I've never ran a marathon for that reason, but I've asked, and people have said yes.
We brought this up on last week's show, and these guys didn't believe me, but I have been to one triathlon in my life, watching, not participating. and somebody has said that to me, that these guys just poop. Oh, hey,
it's a real
thing.
Googled.
Let me see. Put it up. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark on your life.
Oh, that is.
Hey,
There's some
I
things
ran
you
a
can't
marathon. Let
unsee.
me see the pictures. No thanks.
That's good stuff.
Oh my God, let's move on because I might throw up. Oh, it says rolling mud.
I'm enjoying that thoroughly. Thank you for that. But I hear that it's not even an accidental thing. They do it on purpose because they don't want to wreck their time by what are they going to go take a dump halfway through the race? Be sit in a porta potty, read a magazine? Like, no,
my friends told me they get ready for battle before their dates too, and so there's a protocol that you go into so they could follow the gay man protocol. That's all I'm saying.
They just need to eat like a pound of cheese the night before or something like that.
Right.
Right.
Just nobody's going anywhere for the whole next week.
You might sink during the swimming portion, but I don't know.
How was our week? We made a new best friend than Jamie, and then all we do is talk. We don't actually get to business.
Exactly. You guys, if you have any fitness questions for Jamie as we move along throughout the show, feel free to hit us up on our chat line on the Qualk Show page and ask us any questions. Also,
I also linked her page is in the chat comments. So go make sure that you go and you like her Shape Your Life page. That's a requirement right now.
Exactly. Requirement. Before we move any further, and welcome to any and all of Jamie's fans that are tuning in tonight. Let's get started with Hot Flashes. Kim Brittingham wrote in her book, every weight loss program, no matter how positively it's packaged, whispers to you that you're not right, you're not good enough, you're unacceptable, and you need to be fixed. I don't necessarily agree with this. Sometimes it's not about not being good enough. It's about being healthy and wanting to be there for your child, especially as a mother, as you move forward. I've never, as a chubby girl, I've never had a problem hooking it up, if you know what I'm saying. I never had that problem. I'm Mrs. Personality. But no, I've never had that problem. So for me, weight loss is not so much about what I look like. It's really about how I feel in my skin, and especially now with a young daughter, being there to watch her graduate and getting down on the floor and playing with her and all that kind of stuff. You guys feel the same?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I came out at like 200 pounds, so yes. Everybody I've ever hooked up with has known I'm chunky.
Chunky monkey.
Yes, and it did not alter my swerve. Yeah, I don't think
Tell us more about it with Adria sitting next to you right now.
Yeah, we're just friends. We walked down the street.
I love Adria.
I know, Adria's like,
She got me. Here I am.
True story.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
I know this
I don't
week.
think in any way you're being fixed. Honestly, I am a challenge yourself kind of girl. So weight loss is just a component of that. You should always be working on yourself, your soul, who you are as a person, your career, and your body is a part of that for health reasons. And that's why, like, for us, that's why we were talking about doing it, you know, in our pre-production conversations, because as parents, you have a bigger need to be healthy, to be along for your kids for longer. So
100%.
And I know that all of us except for Jamie have little girls, and I know for me it is a huge thing to set a good body image example. Having a little person in my house, I mean, the word fat is not allowed in our house at all by anybody ever. Like in Pitch Perfect, it's just Amy. It's not Fat Amy, because that is the F word for her. So
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys something. When I was young, I was the fat girl in the class, always. And so, yeah, it used to be about losing weight, but I think the times have changed a little, and it's not about weight loss. It's more about just feeling good in your own body. So it's whatever your goal is, you know what I mean? It's what your own goals are, and I think that's starting to change now with society, too, as we start to learn more.
When did you start changing your attitude towards it, Jamie? Like saying that you grew up a different way. At what point or how long have you been living this healthier lifestyle?
About 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was actually because not really about being fat. I just felt like shit. Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, please, swear away.
I
Go ahead.
Like, I had nothing to be proud of. The only thing I was proud of was that I was 5'2" and I could kill 12 beers or 8 shots of tequila and not throw up. Like, that was the only thing I felt like
Get
I had.
it.
that's shit.
Hallie's like,
And I still can.
You said tequila, boo.
I'm just saying, like, I wanted something to be proud of. I never finished a program. I'd always start something and I'd quit 4 days in. So, and that's not a knock or anything. I'm just saying, so that's for sure where it started for me was, starting to do something where I was like, oh, I can do this. And then I actually did it.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard with keeping it off too. There's been different points in my life before I married my ex-wife. I lost quite a big chunk of weight, and felt pretty good about myself. But for me, it's the long term. Everybody says I've gained and lost, an entire person basically over my lifetime. So it's about, I think, everybody says a new lifestyle, not a diet, and that's basically what I need to make for myself.
Absolutely. No, really.
Yeah.
It's not a diet. It's nutrition.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is my partner is actually very nutrition minded. I think that I'm pulling her down with me. Instead of her pulling me up. No, it's tough because, I don't know what it's like to have a baby, but she's just kind of, I'm not going to throw her under the bus too much, but she's struggled. She's somebody who ran like 10K a day before having a child and had this whole lifestyle that's changed a little bit. So I think depression, and when people struggle with depression and different things in their life as well, it adds some different things to the table that are a little bit harder to overcome all the time. But, you know, that's why we're here. That's why we have Jamie here, because she's going to teach us exactly how to do it as we move on a little bit further. Paul O'Grady says, I was a really picky eater as a child because I was obsessed with Popeye. My mom and aunts would put my food in a can to represent spinach, and we'd hum the Popeye tune, and then I'd happily eat. What kind of things have you ladies done to disguise food and get your kids to eat?
Kids? Nothing.
Kids.
Ex-wife? All the time.
Really?
She hated vegetables, absolutely hated vegetables. So I talked to my mom, and my mom used to hide vegetables in our food using like a cheese grater, and she would just take zucchini and carrot and just grate it, put it in spaghetti sauce.
Smart. That's smart.
You never know. You don't know.
Yeah.
And as long as it wasn't identifiable, she would eat it. And afterwards, they'd be like, ha, you ate all the vegetables. She's
You
like,
can't tell them afterwards, though. They're going to pick through that shit next time.
Well, I was just going to say, how did you get Riley?
So...
You know what I did? Honestly, I started at the day that she was allowed to eat solids. Actually, I waited a little longer because I breastfeed, and I'd rather breastfeed than give actual table food. But once both of them started to eat, I immediately started with the vegetables and a wide variety. So it's the first thing that they've tasted. So our little one now, she's just shy of 8 months old. Every vegetable she's had, she's going to town on. And our older one is she's pretty good. I mean, for the most part, she's pretty good. She's starting to get a little picky, but I wouldn't say she's anywhere near as picky as other kids that I've seen at that age.
It's only because we caught her last week. I should have shared this during the things of the week.
Man.
We were at a party and she was taking the animal crackers from another kid's bag and shoving them in her mouth.
Because we don't leave food out. Like, you eat at this time. You know, you eat like a very well balanced meal at mealtime. You have a snack, and that's it. And she's not used to being, you know, at a party where there's bowls of food out, and she's like, whoa, and she's just shoveling it in. So, you know, we talked about it, and hopefully when we go the next time, she'll say, oh, can I have this time? That's the plan. But, you know, they have to be taught just like anything else. That was the first experience she had with something like that.
Yeah. How much do you guys think picky eating is nature versus nurture? Like, do you think you're born a picky eater, or do you think that our parents allow us to become picky eaters? Jamie,
I think our parents allow it.
Yeah.
Me too, definitely.
Especially when you see what other kids are eating in other countries. Like, no one wants eyeball stew. Like, let's be honest here, okay? Eskimos don't want to. But when you think about what they eat in relation to, like, you know, various Asian countries, right? The menu is so diverse. It's literally what your parents put in front of you. Yeah. But I also think that there's a little innate button, too, because Riley's not deprived, our daughter, but she definitely has early signs of, like, having a sugar addiction or wanting the bad stuff. Because food. I don't know, I can't decide if it's because we didn't give her all the stuff or if because it's literally her palate that when she has, you know, a taffy or whatever, she asks for more.
She asks for more peas. She just wants to eat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, not even her palate, but just advertising, right? Like, these kids are inundated with this stuff from an early age. Like, we have a rule in our family, like, no McDonald's. Now, we've had lots of rules in our family that don't necessarily but Nicole is like, my child will never, ever go to McDonald's. So, I mean, I know. You can argue with her about that later. You guys can get your argue on later. But, I mean, in premise, I agree with it, because what good is going to come from that? And we don't even like the play park because it's filled with germs and stuff. So.
But I'm going to hit the flip side of that. I mean, if you are... my great grandma said moderation in everything, including moderation. So if you are denying something if you tell me, okay, you're on a 21-day sugar cleanse, you can't have sugar, first thing in my mind, I need fucking sugar. And I'm a crack fiend, and I won't stop until I get it. So that's hard to. I understand that my kid won't have McDonald's, but at the same time. Yeah. You also want to raise them to be an adult and to make their own choices. And how are they going to know, you know, maybe not, of course, Happy Meal before they're able to make those choices, but...
For sure.
Well, here's the thing. Wouldn't you rather a good burger than a McDonald's burger? I mean, if you're eating good food for the majority of the time and you get McDonald's and you have the choice to eat, like, a nice burger from somewhere else, I would probably choose the other one, even as
damn it, why don't the nice burger places have really cool toys? Come on.
Yeah,
because they don't need a pull to get people to eat there.
Exactly.
They have flavor.
Yeah.
I think that what I agree with Nicole where when Riley was born, I was like, she will never have this, she will never have that. And as the time has gone by, I've loosened up a little bit. But I have noticed that to give her something, we always say, she always says, is this a sometimes food? Is this a treat? Is this a sometimes food? Did I have a sweet today? And she knows that, you know, if you go, and plus if she has French fries, she has French fries. She'll have 3 that we break in half, and it's like, oh, you had French fries today.
Yeah,
And it's all about, I never wanted her to have fast food. I really didn't, but it's not something that we, you know, I can't even tell you the last time. We've never gone like, let's go to McDonald's tonight. But if it ever happened where she's had it, it's very, very infrequent.
Yeah.
And I think now she knows, like, okay, I know what that is. I'm not craving. It's not something that you're dangling in front of me. I can't have this, like what Hallie was saying. But I think it's important, just like you were saying, that we do want to raise them to be adults. We want to raise them to feel, you know, this is a sometimes food. And I think
exactly.
She's learning now.
For sure.
She calls healthy fruits and vegetables power
treats.
Yeah, power
Good
treats.
for her.
So, is this a power treat or is this a sometimes treat? And so we'll tell her, and she will choose the power treat.
She does.
So she
I like power treat.
Yeah,
And what would be a power treat? Give me like 3 examples of a power treat.
Apple.
So fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. Okay.
Well, we would give her nuts too. Like she has walnuts in the morning every
that.
morning. Yeah. So I would give it to her like for a snack or whatever she asked me.
And same thing with water and juice. Like juice is such a special treat. We don't do juice. We do water.
Yeah.
Because it's.
I agree. Just because I'd be chunkier than I am. That's why.
No, my niece and nephew. My nephew is almost 5, and my niece is 2.5, and I don't think they've ever had pop. They certainly haven't had pop, and juice is a treat. It's all
soda.
Pop. If they had pop, they'd be at McDonald's, okay?
No, they're not in Oregon. It's fine.
I'd rather give my children pot than McDonald's, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But if McDonald's, you want to endorse me, I'll
We'll take your money, McDonald's. Jennifer Hudson has stated that I'm prouder of my weight loss than my Oscar.
Wow.
I have only lost a significant amount of weight once in my life, as I alluded to a little bit earlier in the show. And I've also never won an Oscar yet. But I do know that there is not much that I've been more proud of than I was of myself during that achievement that I had earlier. I mean, I felt better in my skin. Your confidence level goes up, as if mine can go up much higher. But
that sounds scary.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Her head actually takes over the whole screen eventually.
No, not with my daughter's headband on my head right now, it doesn't. My 5.5-month-old daughter's headband stretching my cranium right now, or shrinking my cranium. But, yeah, I mean, I think that I get what Jennifer Hudson's talking about when she says that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I just said the same thing at the beginning. That was I actually started my weight loss back in the day, or my journey, because I wanted to impress a girl. I was going to see her a year from that date, so I did it, and I was like, that's what kept me to it. That was my why. That's what we call it. What's going to keep you to do it? But as time went on, the weight loss part didn't matter. I started to gain confidence because I grew up with low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and so much so that it improved so much over the past 4 years that last year I was asked to speak at our summit in front of 2,000 people for 20 minutes on confidence.
Wow.
And whereas before I grew up and I couldn't even go to the counter to purchase my own clothing, my social anxiety was that bad. And it changed. And that was all from eating right and working out and starting to feel proud about something. So totally
good for you, Jamie. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let's move on with our our main topic today, because we're kind of already talking about it in different ways. But one of the hardest aspects in specific regarding parenthood is having the baby and losing the baby weight. Don't you guys just want to punch that mom in the face who says, "Oh, it just fell off of me, no problem at all," and just
just nurse.
Exactly. I lost it so quickly and effortlessly. I don't know what your problem is. For the rest of us,
wait a minute.
She lost 20 pounds nursing.
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Well, wait. I want to punch my old self in the face, because my first daughter, the weight was off, and I looked amazing. Like I was amazing. Now, and I was like, oh my God, it's from nursing. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. Now, this one, I'm like, what the hell is happening?
I hear that about the second child, though.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the second child.
See, so for me,
Really good.
with my daughter, I was like, oh, I'm gonna nurse. It'll be fine. I'll lose all the weight. Yeah, it was her second birthday, and I was like, oh shit, I really need to work on this because it's not coming off.
Nurse?
I know, right?
I nursed, yeah.
I
But then when
didn't
I had the
even
twins,
have the child, and I gained the baby weight
That's what happened with
during
her.
the pregnancy.
No, because she wouldn't eat anything. She'd be like, "Oh my God, it's making me sick. Oh my God, this orange tastes like it has salt in it." And I'm like, "I'm sorry."
So in the beginning, when you're pregnant, everything tastes disgusting, and then you start to eat, and then at the end of the pregnancy, you're starving, but you eat like 2 bites, and then there's nowhere for it to go. So she always had what's left on my plate all the time.
But she feeds me with
I
love. So
resemble that remark. I resemble that remark with Nicole, like the human garburator. Just give me whatever's left. I'll take care of that for
let's
you.
talk about the second parent, because this is a problem with the dads too. Like, we have a lot of straight couple friends, and they're all holding on to that extra 30 pounds from pregnancy. So it's so unfair when the wife goes and breastfeeds and she's like, "Oh my God, I lost 70 pounds with the first kid," and here I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm holding 30 pounds and I go to the gym every day and you don't." Like, it's so unfair.
Yeah.
So, and literally with this pregnancy, before we talked about getting pregnant, I lost 25 pounds, and I still am in the middle of a 5-year goal to like get my crap together, just be in a good place.
Yeah.
So when I put pants on, my gut doesn't fall over. It's not because I want to be hot. I literally want to sit down and not have my gut touch my leg. That's the
We're
goal.
already pretty hot. I'm just going to throw that out there. You know?
I appreciate
You are.
it. You know, I'm going for the sexiest plus size girl. I'm glad it's
Yeah, right? We could do some serious plus size modeling right now.
So with the second pregnancy, when you go through IVF, you take injections that actually make you gain weight. So I am someone who gets my ovaries fill up with fluids, kind of ugly. Well, I retain like 10 to 20 pounds worth of weight with every IVF treatment, and I already knew that with the first one. So I literally started to be like depressed and have anxiety about doing it again. So I started to stress out, and then I'm eating because I'm stressed out, and then I gain the weight because my ovaries are pissed at me, and now I'm got like an extra, So that 25 pounds that I was like, I'm gonna get ahead of it, I gained back, and here I am. So I'm going through this cycle all the time, and it's always like, how do you deal with what life throws at you, but still stay on track?
You don't buy Starbursts.
I didn't know that.
we don't do shots of Starburst.
She got me.
Okay, so baby is here, and the weight is not dropping off naturally. What do we do, Jamie? Please help us.
Well, you start. Well, why? You mean? All right. You have to get yourself on a program, whether it be go to the gym. You got to get moving for at least 30 minutes a day, and you really have to dial in on your nutrition. Like 80% is nutrition. So I know my sister has 2 kids. I talk to other moms, and even picking, say you have a bowl of Starburst or M&M's out. Every time you walk by, you grab one, and you don't count those. And hey, I ate pretty well today. Oh, did you count the 10 Starbursts every time you walk by? No. Yeah. Or like I wanted to finish my kid's plate or something like that. You have to like keep track of that stuff and start there. But you can also get more intense and actually commit to a program or a challenge or something like that to help you and get support from other people to keep you on track. Because I think it's about kind of being on track and knowing the right things to do, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was excited when you posed a challenge as part of you being on our show, because I was like, okay, like I can get behind if my friends are complaining and being sarcastic too, and I know that I'm accountable if somebody else is doing it with me. So when I lost 100 pounds before,
Except when I was doing it with you last year and we were counting points.
I want to dip this camera down and show you her body. It's amazing, and that's not fair.
Not amazing.
It's not fair when you're the fat kid.
It is. I've seen it.
No, because it's all like personal goals. So
my personal goal is to. Well, I was born at your weight, so I understand what you mean.
I was born at your
built the
weight.
same.
we're not.
When I lost,
but if you're uncomfortable in your body, like I'm uncomfortable
Born
in my
at
body
your
right now, it doesn't mean that I'm 100 pounds overweight. I could be, 15 pounds overweight. I'm still uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable in your body because you're, whatever it is that you're uncomfortable. Like it's kind of like what you're saying, Jamie. It's like you're. If you're doing it with other people that have the same goals, you don't all have to be obese. You don't all have to be, but to help each other to stay on track, I think is great.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. Like, sometimes I'm uncomfortable in my body, and I might be like, oh, I feel like that, and everyone looks at me, and I'm like, hey, it's the way I feel. I'm not saying like I'm fat. I'm saying I feel uncomfortable today, and that's okay. And the thing is, you're more likely to do what you have to do if you feel like you're doing it for somebody else. Like if you feel like you're expected to show up, which is crazy because you won't do it just for yourself. But I mean, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
That's what got me to lose it the first time when you were talking about, you know, this magical unicorn at the end that you're doing it for. It was for my wedding. I wanted to look good at my wedding, right?
Your why. That's your why.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and that was a year-long journey for me. And I got to the point, though, that I remember this one day. This is actually really funny. I remember this one day, and I've been working out for about 8 months at this point. And by working out, I never went to the gym, but I went running, biking, hiking every day. That's my kind of stuff that I like to do. And one day I'm running, and this is one of the first times that I'd actually, well, when I say running, jogging, this is one of the times that I've gotten like to the point where I can jog along, and this hottie, fucking bitch hottie, jogs by me, and she's like, good job. And I was like, do I want to punch you in the face, or should I be proud of the fact that, like, you think
the bushes.
Or do I eat you? Which one do I do?
She could have just been an over-enthusiastic person.
I think she was actually trying to be nice, like, you know, like, wow, you're doing a good job. But I was like, I'm going to punch you in the face. But, but no, I mean, I definitely think that, you know, having that goal helps, but you can't just do it. Your goal has to be just to be healthy, right? Like, and now that I'm 41, that is my goal. Is I'm in heart attack territory. I'm in stroke territory. I'm in places that I never was in my 20s and 30s that I have to think about. And I have a 5.5-month-old daughter, so I'm starting late. So these are things that are like critical to me at this stage of the game.
So you know what, though? All the people that I work with, that's the overall goal, is to get healthy. When you ask somebody what their why is, the overall goal for everybody, I want to be healthy for my kids. But for somebody to stick with a plan, you have to dig deep, and I have to say, okay, what was it that made you contact me? What was the final straw? Because I know you've been watching my post for a year now.
Yeah.
What made you write to me? And sometimes one girl's was that her mom came over and had lost weight over a year, and her mom wanted to trade jeans because she had gained the weight. You know what I mean? And she's like, that made me feel so low. I'm like, okay, well, every time you want to grab Starburst or whatever, or like cheat, I want you to think of that moment, because that made you feel so bad that that's what made you contact me, and I never want you to feel that way again. You know what I mean? Everybody's goal is to feel healthy, like to be healthy. That's important for everybody, but you need to know your why. Like, why? You know what I mean? Or you want to.
So if I was to write to you, you'd say, you know what, Carol? Every time you think I don't want to have a heart attack, that's, you know, when you're going to put the donut down or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah, when you're thinking, this is too hard, I don't want to do this anymore, I want you to sit there and think, like, would I rather be in a hospital or, you know, stuck to a ventilator or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. No, I think now when we're talking about physical activity and people have kids, what are some of the ways, you know, it's not always optimal when you have kids. You don't have any me time, and I know that you're not completely aware of how that goes yet, Jamie, but let me tell you, you don't have any you time. It's my daughter, she gets tired with an item every 5 minutes. It's like
you get 5 minutes?
Yeah.
30 seconds is probably more accurate. Yeah.
So, you know, if moms are out there, especially with the young babies, is there things they can do with their kids wrapped up, but things of that nature while they're on them? Is that, you know, if you're getting out there with a stroller, things of that nature, what would be some of the tips and tricks that you would, you know, tell a mom who wants to lose weight?
So there's a wide array of things, and I do know my best friend as a kid, I was just with them today, and yeah, every time she sat down, the girl wanted something else. Can you get me that? You know, I know my sister has 2 kids. She's a single mom. So there's a couple things. Now, while I was listening to NPR, and there's this lady who started a company. It's like Stroller Size or something, and all the moms bring their strollers. It's a franchise, and you can go. You can do something like that. I work with people when we do the Beachbody program, so it depends how old your kids are. So maybe if your kid's down for a nap, you can. The programs are 30 minutes or less, so you can get it in when they're napping. Or say they're 4 or 5 years old and you're doing a dance program, get them to do it with you. Like I did it with my friend's 4-year-old, and we did it together, and it was fun. And I'm also teaching her at the same time why this is important to get moving and stuff like that. There are a lot of things that you could do. You could go for a walk in the stroller. You can, when you're at the park, instead of sitting on a bench just watching the kids play, you could make an effort to play tag with them for 30 minutes. And just, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do to get moving. You just have to be aware of, like, okay, now I'm sitting. What could I be doing? I need to make myself do this.
Yeah, those are some great ideas, actually.
Well, and also, I mean, I know that, you also have to make yourself a priority, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And that is something that I'm slowly learning, because I will give you my all, and that is you as my company, that is you as my business, that is you as my daughter, that is you as my spouse. I will give you my everything, and then I'm empty. And right now I'm taking this next year to fill me right back up. And if that means that I have to stay up, because I hate working out in the morning, absolutely hate it. So I get up 30 minutes, or I stay up late and I work out and I get it done, and I have to make time for me, because if I don't, I won't.
Yeah.
You guys will know, everybody says I'm so cheesy. I blast it out all over Facebook, but when you're sitting on a plane, what do they tell you about the masks that come down?
Yeah.
You put it on yourself first, and then you put it on your kid or whoever you're sitting next to, because if you don't put it on yourself first, what good are you going to be for the person that you're with? If you know, and it's the same thing when you think about your health and fitness. You have to take care of your health first. I know you think that taking 30 minutes to work out or get a babysitter to work out is you feel bad, you're doing this, that, but no, you need to be healthy first so that you can be there for your family the way you need to be. That's
actually really true. That's a really good analogy, actually. One of the things also is, when I was losing weight, I used I don't want to shout out a specific company, but I was using a calorie counter kind of app thing. So that was really good for me to be accountable for what I was eating. And one of the things that I liked about it is if I went for an hour vigorous hike, I got some more yogurt or, different things like that. Do you go by those at all, or do you just think like it's calories in, calories out, here's your set amount, it doesn't matter if you work out, all those kind of things?
So I use, are we not allowed to say
No, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay, so I use MyFitnessPal to keep track of what I eat and my calories and stuff like that, but just because I'm on point and I burned a little more doesn't mean I should go and reward myself with an ice cream or something like that. You know what I mean?
Except source yogurt. That's what I would reward myself with back then.
Yeah, I mean, I use apps, and that's making things for us so much easier. It's like, even with Beachbody, the fact that you can go on a DVD at home and do it. You don't have to go to the gym anymore. It saves you time driving to the gym. It saves you time doing all these other things. Or maybe you don't like being in front of people. Or you have these apps that help you to keep track of it. Yeah. I also use something called Fuducate. When I'm at the store, if I have a question, I don't usually buy things in packages, but if I have a question, if I'm away with friends and I want to, all you do is you scan the label and it gives it a grade, A through F, and it says why. A is obviously the best option and F is not. And so, yeah,
what was
those
that
things.
Called again, Jamie?
Fuducate.
Fuducate.
Yeah.
So just like it's Fooducate?
Yes.
I like that. I like that. No, I think that MyFitnessPal, that is the app that I used as well. And it helped me because it was the first time that I was ever accountable and really understood what food was worth. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, even when you're eating, you think whole foods and eggs and things of that nature, well, they've got a point percentage and they've got the calories in them. And that's the first time that I really understood what food was worth, I guess.
It's also really good to keep a food journal, and that's an easy way to do it. And yeah, once you don't realize, like I used to work at Margaritas. They have a margarita there that's 1,500 calories. Now, you drink that margarita, you would never think that that's how many calories were in it, right?
Yeah.
Putting it in Fuducate and seeing that helps you to now assign a number with these things.
Yeah, that's crazy. And drinks are my downfall as well. Like, that is actually on this 21-day fix that I did for 4 days. That was my hardest thing. Because I'm actually used to eating protein and veg. That's what we've been eating for months in my house. And, we have a cheat day on the weekend or not, and go out for a meal or whatever the case may be. But that is kind of how I'm used to eating, so that wasn't an issue for me. It was drinks. I've always been a diet pop drinker, and so cutting that out has been huge. And I like my sugar in my morning coffee, so cutting that out was huge during the 4 days that I was on it.
And you'll find yourself counting in calories. So I went to breakfast with a group full of friends. They always make fun of me. I'm the only health conscious one. I sit there, and one of my friends, not only did they get chicken fried steak for breakfast, but they got, could I have a water and orange juice, a coffee with cream and sugar, and a Bloody Mary? I'm like, that's my whole day in plus, right? Calories right there just in your drink. The chicken fried steak didn't even come yet.
Exactly.
Jamie, really quickly, can you plug your personal app? Because I was going through it. It's really good for people that have dietary issues.
Yeah. So I have an app called Custom Eats. Right now it's only on iPhone, but if you have dietary preference, if you're a vegan, a vegetarian, clean eating, paleo, gluten-free, all those things, you can go out and you know how to customize a meal as somebody who is a vegan, a vegetarian. So you can then upload that meal to the Custom Eats app, and other people can then see their options when they're out. So if you customize a meal when you're out, so that, you know, it might already be on the menu that it's vegan, and then you could upload it that way too, or maybe you customize it to make it that way. But I know for me, when I'm trying to stick to my plan and I'm going out with a group of people who aren't on a plan, it's really hard, and they don't want to switch a restaurant for me, and I don't want them to have to do that either. So I like to know what my options are when I go to somewhere to eat, and so this is all user-based. You can customize your meals. We're going to help each other out so that we can be normal and actually go out to eat and not be hermits in our houses.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
One of the most difficult things for our family is my wife has celiac, and so trying to find restaurants that have gluten-free food that aren't going to make her sick is difficult, because when you literally go to restaurants that are not educated, you'll say, I don't want anything with gluten, and they'll bring you a bowl of bread.
Well, this is what they like. It's better now, but, you know, 5 years ago, I would say, do you have gluten-free pasta? They're like, yeah, we have wheat pasta.
Yeah.
The opposite of that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
That it got better when people started using the gluten-free diet for weight loss.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's funny because I personally would rather blow my brains out than eat gluten-free, but I'm sure it's better. But I don't know how somebody would be like, hey, let's eat gluten-free for fun. But hey, to each his own. So,
there's mixed reviews on that, if it's better or not.
I know. Yeah. I've actually read, because I was when I was introducing solids to our oldest, I was reading about that. Like, I wonder if it would be healthier for them. But there were, you know, scientific evidence that said if you don't need to eat gluten-free, it's probably not a good idea to do so.
Yeah.
So, but that's another story. But I did notice that once it became trendy, so many restaurants. I mean, now you go to a restaurant and I would say 50% of, you know, chains, even like smaller mom and pop kind of places, have gluten-free menus.
But the mishaps do happen, and they're pretty serious. Tell them about TJ Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
TJ Fridays. I don't want to put you on blast, TJ Fridays, but because you did service it in the end from a corporate perspective.
And they did a great job. But we went out, 4 of us. We all got hamburgers. I purposely asked for a gluten-free menu. I said, I'm going to get the gluten-free burger. 4 of us were there. 3 burgers came out, and mine wasn't there. And I figured, oh, well, that's because mine's gluten-free. I understand it takes a little longer. No problem. They bring it out. I'm about to take a bite, and I look over at Stephanie's and said, wait a minute, your bun is identical to mine. And had they not all gotten them, I wouldn't have noticed. So I called, you know, the waiter over, and he was like, oh, yeah, it's gluten-free. And I'm like, get the manager over. No, it wasn't. I mean, that would have been bad. Like, I would have been very sick. But they were very apologetic, and they took care of us. But you know, it happens. You have to be careful. That's another show.
No, I mean, it's all part and parcel of healthy eating and eating the right things and all of that kind of stuff. So basically, all of us are going to have to become friends on MyFitnessPal. Watch that.
Ooh, does anybody Fitbit?
No, I don't.
Does anybody do Fitbit?
You know what? I had like a tracker that I wore for that year too, but I can't find like the charge cord for it because it's been in the box since I moved so many times.
I want one. If somebody
If somebody would like to send Jamie a Fitbit, she is
I will
accepting
totally
Fitbits
talk
right now.
all about it wherever you want me to.
Exactly. And what's the name of your app again, Jamie? Just throw it out at the audience one more time.
Custom Eats.
Custom Eats. If
And
you
it's
want to
in
get your
Canada
eat on
and
in
the
a
US.
healthy.
Yeah, Canada and the
I love
US
it.
on the iPhone right now, just for the iPhone.
I love it. I'm totally going to be downloading that. So that brings me to kind of what's been going on behind the scenes this week, and Jamie's been developing something for us because we are throwing out a Qualk Show weight loss challenge.
Right.
And we are not only doing it for the cast, but any of you guys watching at home that want to jump on board with us, have people to bitch at, have people to gripe with, have people that are going to cheer you on in your successes. This is the place to be. So Jamie, hit us with it. What's going to be happening?
All right, so this is a little, I run these challenge groups all the time, but this is a little condensed version, okay? Because normally I'd have you on the Beachbody programs, on Shakeology, but that's another story. This is 7 days. I have 7 days of workouts that I got from a fellow coach that you can do at your house. And I put a 7-day meal plan in there with the recipes. It's just a guideline for you guys, but you'll see. Join the group. And every day I'm going to get in there, I'm going to post something, a little motivation, a little tip about clean eating and getting moving and stuff like that, and just give you a little taste about what a group's like.
I love it.
But it's going to get you at least to see what it's all about, and see what the support of a group can actually do for you, because that's like the key component, if you ask me, is the accountability of other people.
Yeah, I think that it's going to
lead the way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge, and I'm super stoked that you are our coach because, I just think you're awesome. Every interaction that I've had with you, and from the very first time that you said hey to me, and I was like, hey, I'm going to have this girl on our show later on because she's awesome. So thank you for coaching us through this. It's going to be, you're going to get a lot of flack. We're a lot of loud mouths.
Yeah. You guys are working out my dimples.
Terrible. Exactly. We'll be like, Jamie, please, can we have this one treat? Can we just have please one thing? But no, it's Lisa.
I like what you posted, Jamie. I noticed, or I think it was you that posted it in the group that said, like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I know that goes a long way, because I went to the store today and I got all of the stuff that we needed, and I thought, like, you can't, and this even goes back to me, like, cooking for the girls. I can't just, like, fly by the seat. I can't come home at 5:15 and expect to have dinner on the table at 5:30 and not know what I'm doing. And it's a big deal in our house. I'm like, I have to cook dinner. And she's always like, well, let's do this and let's do this. Like, no, dinner does not just appear on the
stuff. I'm with you.
It's all about planning, guys.
It's like the dinner doesn't magically cook itself. It's not going to just show up. You need to really plan it out. And especially with the kids, like, I'm constantly like, oh, well, if she's having carrots for lunch, I'm not going to give her carrots again. I'm not going to give her sweet potatoes. I want to do something different. Like, it's always, and I actually started writing it down on a calendar so I have it, like, planned out. So when you showed us this week's worth of food, I think that's really important for people who are struggling. If you know what you're doing and you're prepared, it's so much easier.
And I'm going to show you guys how to make a meal plan, how to food prep, so that, because that's the thing, you end up making bad choices, and this is what happens to busy moms all the time. When you don't have things planned out, you then have to make a bad choice because you're so hungry. You just grab whatever the easiest thing is. And
that's 100% right. 100% right. I definitely agree that planning it out and having the groceries available to you and having the snacks made up for the week and all of these things are just you will not reach your goals if you do not plan it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the story of my life, because we're up, I don't know, from like 5 o'clock in the morning until I get home from work, sometimes around 9 o'clock. So my whole life is grab and go, literally.
Yeah.
And I try to actually keep it so that there's food ready for her. When she comes in, all she has to do is open the microwave and it's in there ready.
Yeah.
But it's not
a good wife.
Like, it's a
no, it's sexy. I have Oprah chef that I live with.
I'm not that good.
It's pretty impressive.
But I try to do well-balanced meals for the family. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of planning. You really have to commit, because it would be so much easier to call and get Chinese takeout every night. But
for sure. Yeah. Let's, we could talk about this forever, and you know what? I'm going to have you back on the show, Jamie. If we can't convince you to be a regular panelist, I'm going to have you back on as a guest, because this hour is flying by, and there's just so many things to talk about, and so many people I know that struggle with this. We are not the only 4 people on the planet that are struggling with this, and especially when you're a mom. But, Adria, I want to talk a little bit about what kind of things we can make for our kids. So we've decided we're on this plan now, and we're going to be working out, we're going to be doing all these things, but our kids are not eating the quinoa and spinach salad for the most part. Maybe yours are, because they've been introduced to it young.
Never have.
I know you're a healthy-minded mom, so what kind of things are you making, fun things that our kids are going to eat that are still healthy?
Well, honestly, it started with baby food. So I don't know. I enjoy making baby food, and I know that some people would say, like, that's such a pain in the butt to do. I'd rather just go buy the jars. Well, even when our older one was younger, the jars are not that healthy. Now they say they're better and it's okay. It's really not, processed, and it's not. I'd rather just make it myself. And it's funny, I was pricing out the differences, and I even double checked it today. I can buy a sweet potato at the store, and I can bake that sweet potato. So when our little one started solids 2 months ago, I baked the sweet potato that I bought for like 75 cents, right? And I got 20 servings from that. And I got somewhere about like serving, not even 4 cents a serving. The jars are $1. So right there, that's a huge motivation. And I know what's in there. It's sweet potato and water, or sweet potato and breast milk, or sweet potato and formula, whatever you want to do to send it out. Like, that's huge motivation. Same thing with the peas. Same thing with the carrots. And it's so easy to make.
Sorry, I tried to just ignore it, but
she's so shocked she's dropping shit.
But it's so easy to do. It takes like 10 minutes and it's done. And you make it, and then you have it in your freezer, and you just grab it and you thaw it, and you're done.
How long do those kind of things freeze for, Adria?
Months. The
yeah,
whole
it doesn't
time
matter.
Purees. I just made I made blueberries, and I did like a pint of blueberries, and it was enough to now we're on little chunks, and she doesn't even need a purees anymore. But I spent like 2 or 3 different afternoons doing a whole bunch of them, and I still have them in the freezer, and they're great. And getting that wide range of flavors on their palates, I think is a really good thing to do from day one. And I think now our older one, as much as I wish I could say that I do all these fun things, I really don't. She's pretty basic. She doesn't even want to try macaroni and cheese. Not that I'm a huge macaroni and cheese advocate, but what 4-year-old doesn't even want to try it? She won't even try it.
She's just being 4. She really doesn't want to not eat it. She's just showing that she's in control.
Yeah.
Because literally when she puts it around, she's like, "This is good, Mommy. This is so delicious, Mommy." I'm like, "Oh my God, you're just being 4 years old."
Yeah. But I think that, I think the idea is, start them young when you can, and also if we're eating it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say to her, "Well, you're going to eat that broccoli." Ew, I don't like broccoli.
Yeah.
Broccoli. Look at Mommy and Mama doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And now she's seeing the little one. Like, look, the little one's eating broccoli. She won't. The other day she tried a Brussels sprout. She's like, "I'm going to try it," and she full on gagged.
How did you make it? I love Brussels sprouts.
People either love them or hate them. There's no in between
Really?
with Brussels sprouts.
Then I was like, "Oh my God, don't make her do it."
She's going for an Oscar performance every day of her life. It was
A little actress. I love it.
I do little things, like I'll put like little drawings on her. I make her lunches, and I have like saran wrap over it, and I put like a little drawing on every day with a little note. And she's like excited by that. Like arrange it cute on the plate, and
Can you come be my mom?
Right?
Please?
You got it.
So, Jamie, I know the other day we were talking to you, and I don't know if it was just me, myself, but you had just finished yam fries. So do you have to, can you never have a yam fry again? Do you make your own chicken fingers? Like if your kids want chicken fingers, is that something you can make them at home? Or?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I don't have any kids, but I love chicken fingers and yam fries. I make them myself. I make my own breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? I just get a little food processor. I get the Ezekiel bread. I'll put any spices I want in there. A little like coconut flour or something like that, and then mix up some egg whites and maybe 1 egg, and then you cut them into little strips, stick them in there, and then same thing, yam fries. Japanese yams are so good. I don't know if you guys have ever had them. Purple skin, white inside. They're like a lot sweeter than a regular sweet potato. Cut them into little strips, toss them in olive oil, cover them in cinnamon, bake them. I don't even watch the time. I just keep opening it so they're crispy enough.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about eating them now.
I eat them every night. I'm not gonna lie, every single night.
What is Ezekiel bread?
So you'll find it in the freezer section. It's sprouted bread, and it's just, I don't know, actually. I think it's gluten-free.
It is.
Really?
It's in her freezer section. She just doesn't realize it.
I had never heard of it, or I wasn't paying attention.
It's next to the Amy's burritos that I love.
Oh my God, I love Amy's.
Yeah. It's
like a loaf of bread.
It has like a purple logo.
Like
I
sprout.
was gonna say something about like being like Jesus bread or something, or like from the earth. Or something.
Well, Ezekiel. I mean, I guess that's kind of like Bible.
Ezekiel, yeah.
I don't know. It does, and then it has like a number. It's like Ezekiel, like 19 something. I don't know, with a little
passage on it.
A Bible verse for it. Like,
I know. It's kind of
Ezekiel 10:19.
I just like it because you can stick it in the freezer. You stick
Yeah.
it in the freezer so you don't have to go through. You know how like if you get a loaf of bread and you leave it out, it's like, it's gonna get moldy. I need to eat it all. No, I stick it in the freezer and I can just take out 2 pieces and be with it.
Or the fridge. I keep my wheat. I do the Dave's Killer whatever. That's my favorite. I keep it in the fridge because I eat bread like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, bread's not huge. I mean, we love bread in our household, but we try to not eat it. So same with us. We keep it in the freezer. But what would be a bread that you would say, like, you know, if you're having it once a week or whatever the case may be, is that Ezekiel one that you would recommend, or is it 100% whole wheat? Like, what is it that you're looking for in a bread if you are going to have that on your menu?
So I go for the Ezekiel,
Yeah.
but I just wouldn't go for any white.
Yeah, nothing white.
White bleached flour type deal is not, you know, anything that's been processed bleached, like words you can't read that you think like is in another language, just stay away from them. Anything that has more than 5 ingredients,
I'm not down with anything white in this country right now, so it's
not white.
I heard that to check for the first ingredient to say like stone ground wheat or something instead of like the enriched white or whatever. If it says like ground wheat, then it's a better bread.
Yeah, good to know. And you know, I think that one of the things too that you need to focus on is, like you said, you're going to have smaller portions of different things. You are allowed that one piece of bread if you want it that week or whatever, because when you start completely denying yourself things, that's when the cravings start, I think. That's what I found.
Oh, absolutely.
Although I will say, halfway through my 4 days, I went from craving a donut to craving a frickin' apple. Like, I just wanted something.
That's what happens.
Like, right? So, I mean, that in itself was a bit of a success, I guess.
And, you know, you crave things for certain reasons, just saying, like, you know, your body's lacking something, and that's why it craves certain things. So when you can know why and you know what to eat instead, which you can find online, and I'll post in the group this week.
That's awesome.
Why does my body always want brownies? Always want brownies.
What is she missing? What vitamin can I give her so she'll stop craving brownies?
Some Shakeology in your life, some chocolate Shakeology. I never crave brownies ever again.
Oh my God, that's true.
Nice.
And you can make brownies with Shakeology.
Right?
Really?
Or the truffles. Actually, when you ask the kids what you eat, what you sneak into their food. My nephew used to love chocolate little with some donut hole things. We started making Shakeology balls. They're little chocolate balls, and he didn't know that, you know, maybe
I want Shakeology balls.
I want the balls.
I really want Shakeology balls. So I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. This hour has just blown by, Jamie. You're so much fun to have on, and you have so much information. And Adria, you're always a pleasure. Luckily we get to visit with you a little bit more often. So I'm kind of used. Yeah, exactly. But it is your first show, but not your last. Next week's show, we're going to be talking about this whole ape that was killed in the Cincinnati Zoo, this whole mess that's been going on Facebook over the last couple of weeks. But what we're really going to be talking about in relation to that is what parents can do to protect their children from this same fate. In other words, when, you know, we're talking discipline, we're going to go there, people. We're talking to spank or not to spank? That is the question. We're going to be bringing on a couple of experts to, people that feel one way or the other on this topic, because, you know, there is that thought out there that this child was not disciplined enough or watched enough to not get in the cage.
Diversity on our panel.
Exactly, exactly. We're going to talk about what works, what doesn't work, and it's going to be a heated show that I don't think you're going to want to miss. Hallie, how is everybody going to get a hold of us, and how are they going to be joining us on this weight loss challenge?
Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, The Qualk Show. Stephanie, can you bring up the picture? Because I'm on like 6 things I can't. Bring up our awesome picture. So you want to look for this amazing picture of us. You want to click join. It is a Facebook group, so it is a closed, private, secret group. Only us are going to know about it. We won't tell anybody. But this is where we're going to help hold each other accountable. We want you on Facebook this week. That's where we want you. If you're watching this after the fact, go to The Qualk Show on Facebook, or link below in the description is going to be all of our social networks.
And even if you feel that you're in shape, join us. We need your help. We need your motivation.
We need your motivation.
I'm going to share my screen so you can see it.
Or so you think you are.
I think you're seeing it. I hope you're seeing it. But look at those abs. And if you can't see it, you're missing it. Find our Facebook page.
It's black.
This is bull crap. Hang out there. Listen, Google, if you're watching, fix your crap with Hangouts on here. Seriously. No, seriously, you haven't serviced it in a year. You got to step it up. It's an untapped
Google,
resource.
I love you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So bottom line, go to our Facebook, The Qualk Show. I will make sure, and we are going to link Jamie's fitness page. We're going to link all of Jamie's amazingness that she has to offer. But join our freaking 7-day, it's The Qualk Show 7-day shred. Join us.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get somewhere together as a team, all of us.
Oh, there it is. There's our sexiness.
There it is. Whoop,
Yeah,
there it is. Whoop, there it is. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted to get it on with myself. I told Jamie a little bit earlier.
Me too.
Is it cheating if you're doing yourself or your imaginary self?
No.
I don't think that it is.
That's gross.
It's called masturbating. It's fine.
Well, yeah, but I want to do that me. That
I can see now we have no viewers.
All right, everybody, raise our glass. Here's to loving ourselves and our families enough to be healthy and finding a way to be happy while we do it. Thanks for coming on tonight, Jamie.
Bye.
Thanks, and Adria, sorry. Thanks for to viewers at home for watching. We'll see you next week, and remember, there is always something to quack about. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.